and start recording to my computer as well. Okay, so what I want to do today. Okay, go ahead and get that open. I want to talk about how I used sidechaining and sidechain compression in We're Fine. So let's start off by listening to the track. And one place where I used sidechaining was to send things to other channels. So I would route things to other channels like this analog bass send and this all major instruments bus, which has all the instruments, and you can see it's being limited by the kick and other items. So like I could sidechain here, it's being sidechained by the regular snare, so the snare punches through. This one's being by the Vox sidechain. So what I would do is, like this Vox right here, I sidechain it over here, and then this is the signal that will be sent to other places, like here. Things have changed, and I know you feel it too. So I have this channel coming in. This actually has no sound. So you link it by, right-clicking, sidechain, or route to this channel. I decided to Vox route to this channel only. Route to this channel. And then I would, of course, get the signal here. Sorry, not route. I would sidechain to this channel. And then I take this channel and I lower the volume of it going to here. So I lower it here and then I sidechain it here and I lower the volume. What sidechaining does is it sends the signal to another bus. And you can choose to do whatever you want with that bus. However, I just want the signal to cut through. I don't want the volume to cut through. Let's see. Oh, I got weird spikes in my stream. I don't know why. Let's see, how's my stream health doing? Sorry. Looks good so far. Okay. Anyways. So yeah, I get the signals to go through. That way when I get this to go through, it'll sidechain here. Now what this is doing is it's already being limited by the kick, the snare, and the Vox. And why would I want that? Because when I want the vocal to play, I want it to also bring down the volume up here for whenever it spikes. And you can see it with the snare right here. So that cuts through. And that's letting the kick come through. It's usually when it gets much louder that I need to kick through. But one thing I definitely do is sidechain to my vocals. So I sent like the verb kick, the regular kick, and the regular snare. I sidechain that. So these are all my aux sends from my Native Instruments machine beats right here. So I got this channel right here. And then what I did is I routed everything to go out. So like this, if I go here, you can see that my auxiliary channel sending it to auxiliary 2, and that's my verb kick right here. So I get those all here in case I need to do anything like sidechain compression. Now the compression would come through, say I want to affect my verb. So right here I got my vocal reverb and I got my vocal channel here. So I'll go ahead and just solo that out. Sublime. And I'll take out these. And it's time we made up our minds. You can see right here, the side chain is going in. It's above it right there. And it's reducing the signal of the delay. It's reducing the signal of the delay. Is my mic on? Yes, it'd be a shame if it wasn't. Oh my god. So it's reducing the gain of the delays so my voice cuts through. Now it's doing the same thing right here with my sidechain right here. So it's taking the signal because these are sends. So I took a lot of hints from Native Instruments, and I took a lot of hints from In the Mix, Mia Vono. They're so good, and the class from Andrew Huang. So it's sending it all here, and of course I send all these reverb sends and I route them to the reverb boys right here. So none of these are actually going out to the master. I turn that all the way down because I want everything to come in here, and then this goes out to the master. And why would I do that? It's because I want it to be, limited by all these other things. My kick, my snare. I didn't name them. I really should have, but like they're still like regular snare. Aux 4 is the kick, I believe. Regular kick should be, or I'll see what it is right now. Ask ourselves, what's the point of loving you? I think it might be the cowbell. Oh no, it's the hat. Yeah. So I sidechain the reverb and the delays and the room reverb, so those transients really pop through. And this, of course, all is sidechained here, and it's I'm using all these different things to turn down the volume of the reverb whenever it hits. So it just cuts through the reverb, and then reverb comes back like it was never gone. Let's see where else I use sidechaining. Where else I used compression was I used it here. I did some light compression and some saturation on the Supercharger GT, so you can hear what it sounds like without it. And if I do like an AV comparison, say I take all this down, you lose some of that warmth, and not a big fan of losing that warmth. So I'll just throw that right back in there. But I compressed a little bit just to decrease some of those peaks, and I use the limiter here too. So just to take down those peaks a bit. So that's how I use compression, just ever so lightly. And then of course, I'm looking here, and like my Analog Dreams bass right here, this is being sidechained by my kick, which is one sidechain verb kick. There we go. Probably shouldn't use the verb kick, but it's cutting through it. And if it's needed, it'll cut through. If it's not needed, it won't. Seem to help ourselves, what the hell. Yeah, see, so it's cutting right through it just slightly. Now there's a couple ways to do this. You can decrease the overall volume of the whole thing. You can decrease, say you take it into here and you want to I want to decrease this band right here. Every time the kick hits, I want it to go boom, like that. So like dun, 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 dun. So I can maybe do it with my hands, and you can see what that sounds like. Of course, you would really listen to see where it hits, but say I got it to sidechain with a peak controller. Things have changed, and I know you feel it too. We just can't seem to help ourselves. So you would get it to do that, and of course you would do that with like a. Say I go back to my regular kick right here. Look at my regular kick. Where's my regular kick? I can insert a Fruity whatchamacallit, peak controller. And I forget where these are since the last time I used them. Fruity peak controller. There we go. And then of course, it would read your input. And then this is your control. And then you would come in here, and then you would link it to a controller. So say I do this. I go into my Analog Dreams bass. There's my EQ. Analog Dreams bass. Say I come in here. And I link it to a controller. And I want to invert it. And let's see, maybe it might even do it right now. Oh yeah, you gotta link it first of all. We're fine, sublime, and it's time we made up our minds. Things just aren't the same, and there's a. Oh, did it the wrong way. Go input. default. And of course you would actually get it to, you would set up the peak so it eases up on it. And then you come here, and then you can mess with the way it, like the volume, the bass, the tension, decay, right away, the LFO if you want to set it to an LFO. But that would affect it too, so let's see how it's affecting it now. Yeah, I think I set the bass. There's a way, you gotta play with it, but you can get it to do what you want. So let's see if I can even get it to do it on its own, just so we can play around with it and we can learn together, just to see how the Fruity Peak controller can affect what you're doing. So we got the regular kick link controller, and link it to the peak, and we're gonna set it to regular, and it's going to hopefully. Ourselves, what the hell are we to do? Things have changed. Things have changed. Things have changed. Things have changed, and I know. And let's go ahead and get rid of those vocals, so we're not distracted by that. So I'll take the peak controller and see how we can mess with it. There we go. And you can see it's affecting it right there. And that's just how it's kind of affecting what it does. That's cool, You gotta mess with it to get what you want from it too. If you lower the decay, it'll come back. The volume. There we go. You can get it what you want to do that way as well. Sorry, that took a little bit longer than I wanted it to. You forget. I usually don't use the peak controller, but you can see what it did right there. And those are some of the things I did to sidechain, like with the Vox, like I mentioned, I have its own sidechain affecting the vocal verb. I have the drums affecting the drum reverb, and the room verb. Where is it? There's the one with the larger verb. Oh yeah, the reverb boys right here. So it's affecting every single reverb because I have it all linked here. And there's a couple different ways to do that. But yeah, I usually don't use the peak controller. Another thing you can do if you want to get that pumping thing is use gross beat. Make sure it's sent to, and this is a mistake I made on the last stream I did. You want to come to gross beat, and you want it to go to not flanging, momentary, not momentary. Where was it? Peter, stutter, turntable list. There you go. Yeah, you want it to go to momentary, so it does it as your. Yeah, see, it'll set itself to, because if you set it to say like default or turntable list right here, it does it according to this, I believe, or some parameter that you need to automate. But yeah, that's more or less what I'm doing here. This is something for also the people who follow Andrew Huang, so they can see a little bit of what's going on in the stream. I'm probably gonna edit that little part for the stream, but hopefully you guys enjoy the video. All right, thank you guys very much. And let's see, is anyone in the chat? I always mess up. I never check that chat. So bad. Yeah, well,